military kids in particular, but students in general, they're very accepting. They know what it's like to feel like the new kid on the block. And so because of that, as new kids come in to the school, they are so accepting and so helpful and so appreciative of the things that the new kids bring to the classroom.
I have discussions with my kids that I would not have because they've been to an art museum in Rotterdam or they've been to Paris. Plus in class they talk with people from all over Europe. They have friends from Estonia and Germany and they bring those stories in. So even there our conversations have gone to a different level.
Ça m'attire beaucoup comment la culture est beaucoup plus comme colorée. Comme ici aux Pays-Bas, tu as des moulins, tu as des belles petites maisons colorées, tu as des beaux centres-villes médiévales. C'est très intéressant.
The good part about it is that you see how teaching is happening in other countries. So you pick things up on your way, you know, and that makes you a more global teacher because you've seen how the German teach, how the British teach, how the American teach, and some of them come from other countries in their own right, like the Netherlands people that teach German. So you also see those people that have their education in Europe and are teachers here. You could not come back without being enriched, and you've seen things and it changed your way of seeing education, definitely.
Ici, c'est un laboratoire unique. Cette école ici est un laboratoire unique pour un enseignant parce que d'abord, on a des jeunes qui viennent de partout. Tout le monde est là dans son milieu. On est tous ici de manière artificielle. Nos jeunes, ils sont ici temporairement. Je suis ici temporairement. On doit gérer leur vécu, on doit gérer leurs origines, leurs anxiétés. Alors, ça m'a appris à prendre un pas en arrière, parfois oublier mes objectifs pédagogiques et juste les écouter.
This is my first year, actually. It's really good, I'm not going to lie. It's one of the best schools I've been to, and I've been to quite a few. The curriculum itself, for me, is better than the English curriculum. I'm not going to dob them in there, but I find it absolutely amazing, and it's an amazing experience that I've been in.
Et finalement, quand j'ai découvert l'ambiance, la classe, je le ressens toujours aujourd'hui, c'est comme être en famille. Et on a des petites classes, on a la possibilité vraiment de travailler un à un avec les élèves et de vraiment bien les connaître. Et c'est aussi agréable, comme je dis, de pouvoir faire une petite famille, ces enfants-là.
We provide a very personalized, highly precise teaching, learning environment for kids. We know the families really well. We know the kids, we know their siblings, we know their background. We say hello to every single child as they walk in the building every morning.
Mais c'est de voir à quel point l'école n'a pas vraiment changé au niveau de ses valeurs et de ses traditions, mais c'est de pouvoir le vivre en tant qu'adulte, en tant que maman, en tant qu'enseignante, et de pouvoir apporter le même bien-être et les mêmes expériences que moi j'ai eues quand j'étais petite.
Very impressed with them. They're not only wonderful, but they have a worldliness about them, and they're used to bouncing around a lot, and just impressed with how open and helpful they are to each other because they're coming and going all the time. And so rather than alienate the newcomer, they embrace them and you just make friendships so fast.
The families are very close, yes. I think part of that here in AFNorth is because of the fact that oftentimes families are here with no support other than themselves. There's no grandparents, no aunts and uncles. So as a Canadian community, we often really work together.
Un des éléments qui m'a ouvert les yeux énormément en arrivant ici, c'est l'esprit de communauté, c'est l'accueil. Nous, on n'est pas des militaires. On savait qu'on s'en venait dans un milieu avec des militaires, des enfants de militaires. Et moi, j'avais pas en tête cet esprit de communauté et d'accueil. Ces gens-là, c'est leur vie, c'est leur monde. Ils savent ce que c'est de partir, de déménager, d'avoir à rencontrer, de se faire un nouveau cercle d'amis. Pour les enfants, c'est la même chose. Ils savent c'est quoi perdre des amis, rencontrer des amis, pas avoir d'amis. Ils nous accueillent les bras ouverts continuellement, puis je ne m'attendais pas à ça.
Children are constantly transitioning in and out. We're lucky in the Canadian community because it's set up so that the children transition at the end of the school year, so that's nice. It makes it easier for the kids. But transition issues, like in any other school, any issue that's affecting the child in terms of their stress levels, emotional problems, If they're stressed, it comes out in behavior. Some kids will shut down, some kids will act out, some will withdraw at certain times, and it's never consistent. Some kids, one day they'll be up, the next day they'll be down.
It's a big challenge for them to leave their families and friends, and I know that the military children have to do that quite often. So trying to work with them and help them through those transitions and being a support for them, and then also working as a community here to help them build relationships and learn how to build relationships as they continue on their life journey, to give them some of those strategies and skills.
Here, that relationship piece is much easier, just because you have more time with the kids, you have more time one-on-one. And I think the children are reassured by the fact that we have a good, solid relationship with their families, and we know each other almost as friends outside of work, so that creates a sense of safety for the kids.
SHAPE is such a wonderful school and such a different one to what we know, because as you know, they have to teach in English and in French. So this is a real balance of things, you know. Not only do you have to teach your content properly, you now have to do it in French and in English. So they are a real star, the people that are there.
Since I've been here, I've taken French all the way through up until last year, and I've picked up a little bit of the language from the Netherlands and Germany.
Pour nous, l'expérience a été chavirante, mais enrichissante. Ma fille était meilleure. Son niveau d'anglais avant de partir d'Ottawa avait quand même une bonne connaissance de l'anglais, mon fils beaucoup moins. Donc on arrive ici, mon fils est dans une classe avec un enseignant britannique, puis après un an, il a été capable de faire ses équivalences en anglais, de réussir ses tests, de comprendre, d'avoir des bonnes notes. Là, mon fils parle couramment anglais, français, commence à suivre des cours d'allemand. Puis mes deux enfants, par le voyage, par l'expérience ici, par leurs amis, peuvent dire s'il vous plaît, merci, comptez se faire servir dans probablement 5 différentes langues.
Dans cette école, on suit le curriculum de l'Ontario. Pour les enfants, c'est un petit peu plus enrichissant dans le sens où ils ont beaucoup plus accès à la deuxième langue. Par exemple, mes élèves, ils sont en français langue maternelle avec moi, mais ils sont avec ma collègue en anglais langue seconde, et puis aussi elle fait la santé bilingue. Moi, je fais le gymnase avec les deux groupes en bilingue. Donc je pense qu'il y a plus d'opportunités d'apprendre la deuxième langue.
We know our learners extremely well. It's different than my prior experience in the sense that it's a bilingual school. I have been in French immersion schools, but here we're offering French first language and English first language to our English and French families. And what's exciting about it is that it's happening at the same times.
It's been really interesting. I think it's really cool that we have so many different nations in one school.
Here it's fantastic, it's international through and through. It's 4 principals and VP team that make decisions for this school. So it's very colorful, it brings some experience to kids. When we do Culture Day and we have like 60 nations presenting their own, culture, and parents coming in with their costume, and it's so rich, and kids mingling with them and learning some of their words, and It's an experience that they will never get anywhere else.
In fact, the kids here, I have students from other countries who've chosen to come to the Canadian school because we have small classes, because it's bilingual, because they get such a warm, cozy feeling from the school. They're treated like family, and it's a pretty awesome place.
We have to be a little bit more broad-minded because we're not only teaching North American kids.
Il y a beaucoup de monde de différentes places. Comme ma meilleure amie, elle vient de l'Estonie. J'ai une amie qui est française.
And it's also, you have to find middle ground with the other countries. So it's, as you set standards for the whole school, you have to have the Germans, the British, and the Americans all be comfortable with those standards too. So again, it's a lot of talking and working through things and learning about each other's cultures.
The internationals all come to the Canadian section, so I'm in classes with people from all over the world, upwards of 10 nations sometimes.
I've not been to Canada yet, but I want to go because the people here are so friendly. I'm just like, oh, well, if they're all friendly, I might as well just go and live over there. It's great.
There's a lot of efforts that are made to try and combine the communities and have community-wide events that are international. That was always one of the challenges we had because you just feel comfortable and confident around your own community, but there was always that push and that desire and that discussion to keep those doors open and keep that going.
L'opportunité aussi de pouvoir travailler avec d'autres collègues d'autres nations, je trouvais ça fantastique. Le lundi, on parle toujours un petit peu de notre fin de semaine et puis il y a des enfants qui disent « Oh, ben, cette fin de semaine, j'étais en Allemagne, cette fin de semaine, j'étais aux Pays-Bas ». Donc certainement pour les enfants, à mon avis, il y a beaucoup de bonnes choses. D'abord, comme j'ai dit, au niveau de l'apprentissage, on est dans un petit groupe. Beaucoup d'attention particulière, bel environnement. Et puis, en dehors de l'école, ils ont aussi l'opportunité de rencontrer d'autres élèves. Comme même dans ma classe, j'ai des enfants qui ne sont pas seulement du Canada, qui viennent d'autres pays. Donc, il y a plein d'expériences au niveau culturel aussi qu'on peut faire. Et donc, ce sont des opportunités incroyables à leur âge de pouvoir vivre une telle expérience.
The principals from all of the nations on the base who have schools, we all meet on a regular basis. We meet for leadership sessions. We do multicultural events together. Even if we're not necessarily able to speak each other's languages, you can share music and dance, and that's something that brings even the adults together. We have adult groups as well at SHAPE that are participating in the arts.
It gives us an opportunity to reach out and bridge with other nations, and I think that is really important for our students in the wider world, that they understand that there are people out there who are different from themselves and that's okay, and we can work together and we can learn from each other. And it's really encouraged by the SHAPE International School that as many opportunities as we can take and can find to work together, that we should work with other nations.